Think you need a perfect credit score to buy a home? What if I told you the absolute minimum set by the FHA is 580, and in some cases, you could get approved with a score as low as 500? Over the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the exact credit score you need for an FHA loan, explain how that number impacts your down payment, and reveal a secret hurdle that most lenders don't advertise. This might be what finally hands you the keys to your first home. All right, let's get straight to it. The Federal Housing Administration, or FHA, has set two critical credit score levels. The first and most important number is 580. If your FICO score is 580 or higher, you can qualify for the FHA's best-known benefit, a 3.5% down payment. The second number is 500. If your score is between 500 and 579, you can still get an FHA loan, but you'll be required to bring a 10% down payment. A score below 500 generally makes you ineligible. Let's focus on that 580 score because this is where the FHA loan really shines. A 580 score qualifies you for what's called 96.5% financing, a fancy way of saying you only need to put 3.5% down. On a $400,000 home, a 3.5% down payment is $14,000. Compare that to the $80,000 often needed for a 20% down payment on a conventional loan. This is what makes the FHA loan one of the most accessible paths to owning a home. So, what if your credit score is a 540 or a 560? Don't panic. You are still in the game, but you need to be ready for that 10% down payment rule. On that same $400,000 house, your required down payment is now $40,000. While that's a big jump, it's a path to home ownership that still exists for people with bruised credit, a path that most conventional loans would simply shut down. By the way, you can check your credit score right now in just a few minutes with a trusted credit monitoring service. You'll get access to your full credit report and FICO score. It's an affordable way to know exactly where you stand. I have given links in the video description. Go check them out. Here is something that catches many hopeful buyers by surprise. While the FHA says 580 is the minimum for a 3.5% down payment, the bank you apply with can set its own stricter rules. These are called lender overlays. A lender might have an overlay that requires a minimum score of 620 or even 640. They do this to reduce their own financial risk. What does this mean for you? You have to shop around. If one lender denies you, it doesn't mean you can't get an FHA loan. Another lender might follow the FHA guidelines more closely and approve you. Finally, remember that your credit score is just one piece of the puzzle. Lenders will also look at a few other key things. First is your debt-to-income ratio, or DTI. The FHA generally likes to see a DTI of 43% or lower. Second, you'll need to show a steady 2-year employment history to prove you have a reliable income. And third, the home you're buying has to be your main home and must pass an FHA appraisal to make sure it's safe and sound. Knowing the rules is half the battle. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you out, please subscribe for more straightforward home buying advice.